Testosterone is by far the most important thing for you to develop as a masculine man. You need a high amount of testosterone to build muscle, to grow a beard, to have masculine features in your face. All of these things, they play a huge role in how masculine you look, and they're created by having a large amount of testosterone. So, we're going to be going over exactly how you can actually get a better testosterone level, get a higher level of testosterone, and what you can do to eliminate some of the habits that are making your testosterone go down. Now, right now, if you have a testosterone level of 300 nanograms per deciliter of blood, that is considered healthy. That is a healthy amount of testosterone. That is an unbelievably low number. Just 60 years ago, that would have been considered extremely unhealthy. The lowest point 60 years ago was 700 nanograms per deciliter of blood. 100 years ago, the norm would have been over 1,000 nanograms per deciliter. That is how low our testosterone is right now in the modern world. It's absolutely insane how weak men have become. So we need to change this. So let's get you on the right path to increase your testosterone level. Number one thing that we need to change is your mental health. Now, this might come as a surprise, but your mental health actually plays a huge role in the amount of testosterone that you have. If you're stressed out, then your cortisol levels are rising up. When cortisol goes up, testosterone goes down. That is how it works. And vice versa, when testosterone is up, cortisol is down. So you need to increase your mental health. You need to get better mental health so that you are not anxious all the time. You aren't stressed all the time, so that your cortisol levels are going up and your testosterone is going down. So you need to get a grip on this. So meditate, eat healthy food, make sure you're exercising, and take cold showers every day. If you do these things, your mental health will go up drastically, and thus your cortisol levels will subside and your testosterone will go up. Now, make sure that you have a set routine that is easy to follow so that you aren't stressed, because as we said before, when stress is high, cortisol is high and testosterone goes down. So you need to get a grip on your life. But these things should help you get in that direction. Now, the second thing that we're going to be talking about is improving your sleep. You need to improve your sleep, because when you're sleeping, that's when you're making testosterone. So, quick question. How much sleep does the average person need? 8 hours, right? Well, if you're going to wake up at 6 a.m., then what time should you go to bed to get 8 hours of sleep? A lot of people will just do the math and say, oh, you need to be sleeping by 10 p.m. You need to go to bed at 10 p.m. then if you're going to wake up at 6 a.m. to get 8 hours of sleep, because that's 8 hours, right? That's how it works. Well, not exactly, because number one thing, it actually takes time to fall asleep. It takes the average person about 10 to 20 minutes to fall asleep. So for those 10 to 20 minutes, you're not sleeping at all. You're not getting in sleep. You're just laying there in bed. And there's something called sleep efficiency. So the average person has about an 80% sleep efficiency, which means if you sleep for 10 hours, well, you're actually sleeping for 8 hours with a sleep efficiency of 80%. So the correct answer to the question of if you need to wake up at 6 a.m., what time do you need to go to bed? You need to go to bed at 8 p.m. if you have a sleep efficiency of 80%. So you need to allocate a lot of time for bed to actually get 8 hours of sleep. I know right now I'm only allocating about 9 hours of bedtime. I need to bump that up, because I don't actually have a number on my sleep efficiency, but I should actually get that. Right now I'm using the app Sleep Cycle. It accurately tracks when you're sleeping, how much you're sleeping, and how much time you're in bed, so you can figure out your sleep efficiency from that. I know that right now it says I'm only getting about 7 hours and 21 minutes of sleep a day. So I need to allocate more time for bedtime if I want to increase my testosterone level. And yours is probably worse. You are probably only getting about 5 hours of actual sleep. So no fucking wonder you're sleepy throughout the day. Then people are probably gonna make the excuse that, but I'm not sleepy when I need to go to bed at 8 p.m. Well, no fucking shit. You're overstimulating your brain hours before bedtime. You're sitting there like 30 minutes before you need to go to bed, just scrolling through TikTok, staring at your fucking phone. No fucking wonder you're not sleepy because you're overstimulating your brain before you need to go to bed. When you need to go to bed, you need to be in a zone of calmness, of sleepiness, and that comes from not overstimulating your brain. So, about an hour or two before you need to go to bed, turn off all devices, maybe go meditate or do something relaxing so that when 8 p.m. comes around, you're sleepy enough to actually go to bed. And video games are not a relaxing time. Trust me, when you are playing video games, you are not relaxing. Just ask yourself the question right now. Do you really think when you're playing video games that you are relaxing? No, you're not. Of course you're not. Now, the third one is a really interesting one. You're not training enough. So you're probably in the gym for about 2 hours. That's great, but that's the only exercise you're doing. And you're wondering about whether or not you're overtraining. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's a big ass excuse and it's really not that valid. Only about like 0.1% of the population is overtraining. Do you really think we were built to be able to overtrain? Do you think in the caveman days that they were wondering whether or not they were overtraining or overhunting? Of course not. We're not built to actually be able to overtrain. That's impossible. Only a few people are actually overtraining. So ask yourself this. How long are you actually exercising per day? Because maybe it's about 2 hours or an hour and 30 minutes. That is not enough at all. When you've been in the gym for 3 hours or more, you feel like a fucking man. That's your testosterone rising up. When you are training at an absolute maximum capacity, you feel like a fucking man. Do you really think David Goggins is worried whether or not he's overtraining? Of fucking course not. He's David Goggins. That is what you should be aspiring to be. That's the kind of exercising that you should aspire to actually be able to do. Because that isn't overtraining. That's what you should be doing to make your testosterone rise up. So stop being a bitch. Exercise, fight, cardio, all of these things. Do all those in one day. And do them as hard as possible and for as long as possible. You should be exercising for 6 hours a day, 7 hours a day. And your testosterone will go through the fucking roof if you do that. Now, the fourth one, cut out all alcohol and the party environment. Alcohol is a poisonous substance that will absolutely destroy your testosterone levels. You should not be consuming that shit. If you really want to get drunk, if you really want to drink alcohol, only do it about once every 2 months. And even that is like, just cut it out, man. But if you really, really want to, then do it once every 2 months. Now, as to why you should remove the party environment from your life is, again, it promotes drug abuse, alcohol abuse, sexual abuse, all these things. But it also makes you not really get that much sleep. Think about it. Every time you've gone to a party, do you leave at 8 p.m. to go to sleep? No, you're probably arriving at 8 p.m. So you need to think of this. When you are in a party environment, you're not going to be able to get enough sleep. You're probably going home at 3 a.m. drunk and then laying on your bed and you're getting not enough sleep to actually increase your testosterone level, let alone enough testosterone because you've been drinking the day before. So just completely cut out the party environment. You don't need it. You don't need it at all. Now, the fifth and the best way to increase your testosterone level is managing your body fat percentage. You need to have a low body fat percentage to actually increase your testosterone levels. There have been studies that show that people with a high body fat percentage have a lower amount of testosterone. So we don't want a high body fat percentage. You should be aiming for about 10 to 12 body fat percentage. That is a good amount of fat on your body, and you're relatively lean, your six pack is showing, your muscles are defined. So aim for that sweet spot of 10 to 12%. Now, yes, extremely low body fat percentages will also destroy your testosterone levels. But if you're just training for aesthetics or just training normally, you're not gonna by accident get to an extremely low body fat percentage. That's not something that happens on accident. You need to meticulously track every single meal you're having, your cardio, your training, everything needs to be hyper analyzed for you to actually get to a very, very low body fat percentage to where your testosterone is going down. So again, you don't need to worry about that. And that's about it. Those are the ways that you are able to increase your testosterone level and become a better man. If you follow all of these steps, I am pretty sure that your testosterone level is going to go through the fucking roof. Now, there are also other ways to increase your testosterone levels, like supplements and taking things, but we don't worry about steroids because steroids are bad for you. But there are some supplements that can help, like magnesium. People are magnesium deficient, or just generally things that you're deficient in will also destroy your testosterone level. So maybe go get a blood test or something to see if you need any supplements too. I hope this helped. Good luck and see you soon.